Good morning. I've turned my attention to sort of this side of the layout, so if I sort of orientate you a little bit, there's the engine shed. So we're in the tunnel section here, so I've taken the lid off because I'm going to be doing some work down here. I've got to get this bit done before I sort out the coal mine on the top, so the lid's completely off, and I'm going to be working here getting all this sorted out, all working, so I can put the lid back on and we'll be good to go under here. So first of all, little message to my friend Chris. These are the lights, Chris. You can have them if you want them. There's doubles there and singles. So they're all the spare lights I got. And I've put them on the station over there. You can't really see from here, but they're on the station. So you can have those, Chris. So I'll just put those to one side. And before we get onto this bit of track, I'll show you this. I bought this for the incline. So that's over there. Because I thought the locos would probably struggle to get up that. And after seeing, I think Dave Class 47, I think something like that, or Dave 47, he did his inclines with these, so I went and bought these power base things. So they're the metal plates, and there's a couple of magnets in there, and then I've got some additional magnets, all sorts of different sizes and shapes. I know it says double O and HO, but when you look at them, they're really tiny and do for N gauge locos, especially sort of those ones. I'm not going to put them on every single loco, just the ones that are going to trundle up and down the incline. So that's those. So I'll be sort of fitting the power base stuff when I get around that side of the layout to do some more work. Right, let's jump into here then. So, oh, one more thing before we get going. I bought this as well. My friend and I went to a railway show last weekend, and I picked this up from Layouts for You. And it's a little brazier. So that will go into the shed area, just in front of the shed or something. Right. So this is the sort of the junction, if you like. So I've already got these point motors in. These point motors have been in for an awful long time, but never wired up to anything. And I've had holes drilled in the baseboard. Just move that along like that, but nothing actually in them. So you see that there, that's one of these, just poking up through the board, through the hole. And that's an infrared detector. So I can't use ambient light like I can in the engine shed, because this is completely enclosed in darkness. So I have to use infrared. So I got these. These are from Block Signalling. And essentially you just give it some power. One side, I'll put that down and move it a bit. Essentially you just give it some power on one side. There, and on the other side you drive LEDs. So when it's uncovered you have one LED showing, and when it's covered you have another LED showing. That's the basics of it. So what I thought I could do is ignore the uncovered state and just deal with the covered state. So when a loco is over the top of this, I know this road is occupied. And again, there, I know it's occupied. so I can change an LED or turn on an LED. So for that, I've got some red LEDs. I've got some resistors that came with the LEDs to drop these to 12 volts. So there, I've got the last two of these to fit. So as you can see, there's one in there already. I just need to fit that one there. That one's already in. And then down the other end, if I just whiz along, you see we've got the hole there to fit one, and those two are already in. So that should give me every single line with a sensor in it, so that I know where to stop the locomotive, because when the light changes, that's it, to give enough clearance on the other lines. So I've also then got some of the standard yellow LEDs, because we're going to hook the point indicators up to these, so I know which way then that the point is facing on the board, on the panel. So as I throw this on switch one way or the other, it runs through the point indicator board and lights up the relevant LED on the control panel. So then I know which route is set through the tunnel. That's the plan anyway. So I'm going to be busy soldering up LEDs to resistors this weekend, and then building a control panel, just a small one because it only has to take care of 4 lines. So there'll be 4 point switches, because the other side is just going to mirror this side, so we don't need to wire the control panel switches to that. We just need to wire the point motors together, so when this one is thrown, the corresponding point at the other end also gets thrown, and likewise with these. So it's going to be a fairly simple little control panel, just with 4 of these switches, and then just a bunch of LEDs poking through. Now, I did order some bicolour LEDs, the green and red, but they're still on the way from China somewhere. But that was going to be used. They're going to be used for the station to mimic the signals. So for that, I bought these switches. These are for the signals. So these are on switches. This way around, on switches. But underneath, you see there's 6 prongs, as opposed to this one, which is 3 prongs. That allows me to take voltage input, the same on both sides, so we'll just wire these two together and supply 12 volts. So when I flick the switch, both these terminals will be active, or both these terminals will be active. So then I can drive a green or red LED and the signal at the same time. So the panel has the green or red LED showing, and the signal has the green or red aspect showing. So I can mimic what the signal is showing on the panel. That's that plan. So when they arrive, I can carry on and tinker around over there. And lastly, I thought about how I'm going to join these boards together, the lids on the top, and I spoke to my friend and we ummed-and-ahed a bit, and the solution I'd originally come up with was discounted as not being ideal. So then I found these. So these are connection blocks. So here's your standard connector blocks, and then you've got these connector blocks with prongs, and they fit together. So I can do this one-handed, like this, sort of. Well, you get the idea. That plugs in there. So I can just cut these up for the individual lines or whatever, wire them up to bridge the power gap, and when I take one board off, I just pull these apart, and that's the board separated. That's the plan for that. So I'm just going to be doing this side of the layout. I think while I wait for the LEDs for the station side to show up, I'm just going to get this bit working. No need to ballast in here. Probably might stick some black paint down when I'm finished. But that's the plan for down here. So that's going to be my weekend, I think. I'll do a little video when I'm finished. Might not be this weekend, might finish next weekend, but I'll do a video when it's done so you guys can see. Anyway, that's it for now. Oh, one last thing I just noticed. I've got an arc welding simulator over there. You just kind of see it. So when the shed's on the top there, one of the end room there lights up, and I've blocked off the inside of the shed so that only the end lights up and flashes. So that's pretty cool. That's some layouts for you as well. Right, this video is going on for a while. I'm just chatting, so I'm going to stop now and do some work. Bye for now.